Lesson 2. The self-study stage of the PBL process. What this lesson looks at. We will give an overview of the self-study stage. We will then look at the reflection that needs to be undertaken before self-study and the self-study stage itself. We will also look at the reflection after self-study. The self-study stage is conducted individually. It is concerned with gathering the information to address the learning objectives identified in the opening stage. Prior to starting the self-study stage, it's important you reflect on the information you have and what you require. Reflection. In the opening stage, have you acquired enough information to allow you to understand the problem and potential solutions? You need to ask if there are any questions in the group to allow you to achieve your learning objectives. It's important to consider what approaches you should use to achieve your learning objectives. Will they be effective? What problems might arise? And how you can deal with these? Kind of like a study plan. You also need to ask, is there anything that may impact my ability to achieve these learning objectives, and what they are and how you'll overcome them. In line with the systems thinking, you need to examine if your learning objectives impact on other tasks or work assigned to areas of the organisation, and if so, how can you integrate these or collaborate with these. Once a reflection is complete, you need to gather information related to each learning objective, or the learning objectives which have been assigned to you. You're required to collect, evaluate the reliability, and apply material to a practical solution. The material can be collected through secondary resources such as examining past research conducted, which is the literature or papers written, benchmarking against competitors or similar processes in your organisation, or examining best practices like white papers in professional organisations. You can also use primary sources. This is where you might have information gaps, or you need information specific to your company. This might involve speaking to experts, your customers, your suppliers, your stakeholders, managers or employees, or gathering and analysing primary data and metrics. You might decide to survey people or conduct interviews about their perception of a particular concept. This will be explored later in Unit 9. The self-study stage can take a number of weeks depending on how large the problem is. Reflection after self-study. At the end of self-study, you might ask questions such as, what data and knowledge have you gathered, and if it's sufficient? Have you analysed the data sufficiently to allow you to develop and implement a solution? What research methods did you use, and were they effective or not? What reasoning processes have you used, and are they logical and effective? If you integrated your knowledge to reach a solution. If your problem-solving strategies are effective, what approaches you used to solve the problem, and were they successful?